Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. Today is the 28th of May, 3 or 4 days left, depending on where you are, or left of May. It's 11 o'clock. We are live, as always. We are not a recording, we are actually here. What are we going to go through today? Well, we have some interesting news. And first thing I'm going to do is make sure I have the right screen up. There we go. We're going to go through the charts, as always, some X-Files, and then we're going to look at what JP Morgan has said about ETFs. Is XRP going to go to $160? Like yet another crazed lunatic in the asylum is suggesting. 5 cryptos to watch. Do I agree with them or not? Then I've got the real world asset list up. The list of real world assets tokens which you can look at and maybe use to make yourself your own RWA portfolio. Excuse me. We're then going to look at VeChain. VeChain is probably the OG RWA token. We're going to have a little look at that. We're going to have a look at some price action on there. And then finally, we are going to look at Jenna, which is the new meme coin. And somewhat of a very strange story behind Jenna. Not quite sure how it came about, not quite sure what went on, but we do have that to talk about. Now then, before we begin, smash the like button, hit follow, hit subscribe, hit all those other buttons. Bottom left-hand corner, 132,754 followers. Every one of you is a legend. Bottom right-hand corner, we are still going to stick with that $74,000 target. We are getting closer every day to hitting that target. A few good mornings then. Excuse me, I'm probably going to deafen you with this coughing today. So, Velvet Rope, good morning. Hidden Agendas, only you. Kabir, Diabliski, or Diabelski. I'm probably going to murder your name every time it's on stream, but I do apologize. What happened then with Bitcoin? Well, I said yesterday, were we going to hit $70,000? And we did, but we didn't hold it. And what did we do? We did exactly the same thing that we did last time we broke above 70,000, and that's retrace. So we're going to have a look at that. There's a few charts we're going to look at today for those of you that like looking at squiggly lines. Today we're going to look at the Bitcoin chart. We're going to look at the XRP chart. We are going to look at the VET chart as well. So we've got 3 charts coming up before we go any further. So how is the market doing? We are down 1%, 2.55 trillion. Over the last 24 hours, volume is up to 91 billion. Remember, yesterday in America was Memorial Day. So I think the Americans were having barbecues and contemplating the navels yesterday as well. So today, expect some hot crypto action, especially about 3 or 4 o'clock when the market's open. We could rip up, we could rip down. It's a 4-day week. So we're going to have a little look at that. Some questions. Crypto has gone back to the wild, wild west. Absolutely. Who determines these resistance levels? They are kind of... There's a philosophical answer to that, Kabir, and that is that the universe is based on patterns. And because we are part of the universe, we create our own patterns, and the charts simply reflect the patterns that we have as part of our human nature. That's kind of like the spiritual way of looking at it. So we create these resistance levels, and we create the support levels. And if you look at the Fibonacci, if you look at what Fibonacci actually is, maybe I'll do a topic on it tomorrow about Fibonacci. Fibonacci is a naturally occurring event, a naturally occurring pattern, and we use Fibonacci levels to read the patterns that we create in charts. Long-winded story, I know, but there you go. So now you hopefully have some idea. Now then, 24-hour increases. Notcoin is up 51%. Do not, under any circumstances, believe that this is going to rip. My prediction for Notcoin was 1 to 2 cents. I sold my Notcoin at 1.2, 1.3 cents. It's trash. I don't like it. I don't value it at all. I don't think it's got any inherent value. It's a race to zero. It's a gaming coin. Don't be sold on that token. That's not financial advice. That is my opinion. Celestia is up 10%, back over $10. BitGet Dog with Hat is creeping back up. Look at that. It's almost back to $3.50. 3.4 billion. Chainlink is ripping to the upside. That is what we like to see. Floki is doing well. Bohm is doing well. Ondo, I wish I could get hold of Ondo at $1, but there you go. You can't get everything that you want. Yeah, I'll go through some fibs and explain. Notcoin is connected to the TON network, I believe. Absolutely. That Notcoin, to be fair to them, I believe they've got something like 30 million players on Notcoin. So it's not a small project, but is it $1 billion? It's a clicky game. Is it $1 billion? Really? In reality, is it $1 billion? No. So if it's not $1 billion in reality, it's not $1 billion in crypto either. I know we have meme coins and we have meme culture. I get all of that. But for me, Notcoin is just going to burn everybody's fingers. Losers then. Not many. Lido is down a touch. Stark, Jasmy, Arbitrum. All the layer 2s and Ethereum related projects are in the bottom there. But that's nothing to worry about. We just have these moments in crypto where we correct, where we pause for breath, where we retrace a little. It just happens. And now, if you're wondering what the topic of the show is today, avoid the crocs. Let me show you. This is you on your crypto journey. Good morning, Jenny. Welcome back. This is you on your journey. You're in your boat. Your bags are packed for the bull run. Good morning, Mags. Welcome back to the show. So, this is going to be something we're going to cover at the end of the show anyway. I just want to point something out. This is the list, and we're not going to go through all of this. We don't need to. This is the list of all the celebrities which have endorsed projects. Now, there is a running theme. They're either dead or rugged. That goes for Kevin Hart. That goes for Kim Kardashian. That goes for Ozzy Osbourne. That goes for Chris Brown. Excuse me. That goes for, who else do I know on this list? Snoop Dogg. They are all trash tokens, and they are all dead in the water. No celebrity understands crypto. There is a very simple psychological trick that they use. Why do they use celebrities to sell you perfume, aftershave, beauty products? Why do they do that? Because they are trying to associate that product with the success of that celebrity. So if somebody comes out like Shaquille O'Neal and tells you this is the greatest shampoo created by man or womankind, they are being paid to tell you that. They are famous shillers. So the Jenner coin is associated with her, but let's leave it at that. Let's not get carried away with these tokens. Hang on 1 second. This is getting towards the hay fever season. So I will be sneezing and coughing for the next couple of weeks. Anyway, we're going to move on. And we will talk about Jenner at the end if we have time. Good morning, Solo Sky. These memes don't follow these patterns or resistances. No, because they go through price discovery as well. What you got to remember is, if you have a new coin, and it can be a meme coin, they go through price discovery until they reach a certain level. Then they stay at that level for a period of time. That's the accumulation phase. And then they rip up. Rug pulls are totally different. The price will be pumped as high as possible, and then the liquidity will be drained by the guy who's carrying out the rug pull. So There's multiple ways of looking at it, but if you look at Tesla way back when the coin first, the project first started, if you look at the daily swings on Tesla stock, they were 8%, 10%, 12%, 15% every single day. And it ripped up to the upside, it ripped to the downside until it found its price. So you can't look at a new coin and look at it the same way that you look at Bitcoin or Ethereum that have been around for a while and the patterns have been established and the price has been established. That's why when a coin goes into price discovery, it's like you've got a lion on a chain in the zoo, and that's your Bitcoin. It can walk back and forth, up and down, and then somebody takes the chain off and that lion just decides what it wants to do, and it can absolutely tear to the upside. It can go up 20%. It breaks all resistance levels. We could see a God candle to $90,000 any day. That can happen, but that's price discovery. That's different to looking for patterns in the charts. That's why we talk about the macro news can break the charts. The chart is to show you the patterns of the RSI. It shows you the patterns of the fib levels, shows you the patterns of previous price action, channels it's in. All of these things are just patterns, but anything can break a pattern. You know, the chart is right until it's wrong, and that happens an awful lot in crypto. Now then, Bitcoin, this was when we broke $70,000. This was on Memorial Day. It's encouraging, according to Santiment, that this positive movement can perform on the rare weekdays where it's not reliant on the primary stock market. Now, obviously, Santiment and people like this don't remember the good old days before ETFs. Good morning, Tariq. Where crypto would move, crypto would have a bullish weekend or a bearish weekend, and the week would normally be the opposite. So if we had a bullish week, we'd have a bearish weekend. If we had a bearish week, we had a recovery over the weekend. And it's only since we've had these ETFs in January that that's really given us a different aspect, because in the week, those ETFs are just absolutely sucking the market. I mean, we were talking about 450 Bitcoin a day are being produced at the minute. Last week, I think 10 or 11,000 Bitcoin were bought by the ETFs. Now, in a week, 7 days, 7 times 450 is what? 3,000 and odd Bitcoin a week being produced. In 5 days, 11,000 were taken by the ETFs. Just the ETFs, not including Michael Saylor or El Salvador or you or I. So what is going to happen in the future? We are going to see a supply shock, and it is going to happen not just on Bitcoin now. When I get a good enough chart to show you that isn't labeled with an exchange, I'm going to show you the Ethereum, the number of Ethereum on exchanges, just to show you how scary that is. Now, talking about meme coins, Normie was exploited over the weekend, and that was a meme coin on base 2. And that's what happens, and that's happened a lot of the time. We saw it with Dog with Riz, for example. They did exactly the same thing. They did a free airdrop, and then they absolutely tanked the market, and I think they got $9,000. It's ridiculous, but there you go. I had a look at the project which Kabir suggested yesterday, which was PopCat, I believe. It's a little bit more involved than I want for a video. Basically, what I want to do for videos is look for coins where people simply have to retweet or something like that. That's all I want. I don't want people to have to go through days and days or hours and hours of work, because it's supposed to be for free airdrops. So I haven't made a video of it, but I did check it out and it looks legitimate to me. PopCat looks legitimate, but anything that hasn't launched has the opportunity of being rugged before it launches or within 24 hours of launching. Now, JP Morgan is skeptical about the approval of Solana and other crypto ETFs. Remember one thing about JP Morgan: they were skeptical about Ethereum. They were skeptical about Bitcoin. They called it a Ponzi scheme. So don't believe them. It's utter nonsense. And I tell you something, they will be in the queue to buy them. The same way that they are now in the queue to buy the Bitcoin, and they will be in the queue to buy the Ethereum. Don't listen to them. All they want is cheaper prices. And when they've got their hands on those cheaper prices, they will try and pump it to the upside. So JP Morgan has expressed doubts regarding the securities. An exchange commission approving additional cryptocurrencies, particularly those involving tokens beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum. JP Morgan analyst let's call him Nicky. Nicky highlighted that the SEC approval process for Ethereum's ETF was already stretched, given the ambiguity surrounding whether Ethereum should be classified as a security. As far as I'm concerned, Ethereum is more of a security than Bitcoin for many, many reasons. But we're not going to get into those now. I think it doesn't matter what JP Morgan says. It doesn't matter what the SEC thinks. When, and it's not if anymore, when Donald Trump wins the election in America, because he's winning by about 16 points, when he wins, he is going to throw anybody out of the SEC that doesn't agree with him, because that's how he works. And he will bring in his own people, and we are going to see 4-5 more ETFs next year. Remember, the market will have a larger market cap next year than this year. We're going to get into the latter stages of the bull run next year. Instead of being at 2.55, we might be at 3.8, 3.9 trillion next year. And then I think we're going to see the Solana ETF, maybe Litecoin, maybe there is some kind of basket ETF where there's multiple coins added. Who knows? But we're not at the end. We're at the beginning. We are at the end of the beginning. And that's what I think people like JP Morgan don't understand. They're talking about this in the same way that Gary Gensler has been talking about it for the last 3 years. And he is not going to be there in 12 months' time. In February, we will have a new head of the SEC. Hester Peirce is being tipped by everybody. Who knows? She is very much more crypto-centric. Not pro-crypto, crypto-centric. She understands that this is a new and emerging market. We get that. We've also got the FIT24, which is the new legislation that the American government are bringing in to classify whether it's a security or not. All of that's coming through. So we're going to be in a different position this time next year. Will Dogecoin go to zero? I certainly hope Doge goes to zero. I absolutely detest that coin. It offers nothing. Dogecoin, for me, is an absolute waste of time. The only thing that keeping Doge at this price is the Elon Musk factor. That is it. Shiba is 10 times the project it is. Even Pepe and Flocky and Bonk are better projects than Doge. Absolute trash coin. What about Sol and ETH to buy in the near future, says Tariq. I think any Ethereum, I think the problem is with Ethereum is it's going to hit $4,000 very soon. Probably $5,000 or $6,000 very soon. So it'd be very easy for me to sit here and say, go and buy Ethereum today. But the issue is, if there is a spanner in the works of this ETF application, that will bring the price back down to $2,900, $3,000. That's the issue. So I'm never going to say go and buy. What you should probably do is dollar cost average into Solana and dollar cost average into Ethereum. In the long run, I see Solana having an ETF, and I see no reason why it cannot have an ETF, in my opinion. But I am not in the SEC or the Commodities Commission, so it's only my opinion. I don't think we should have 50 coins with ETFs, but like we looked at yesterday, we looked at the ETF charts, and I was showing you the ETF. We're spoiled in crypto by the market caps of some of our coins. And what I showed you yesterday with the ETFs is that there are ETFs with $200 million assets under management. Now, if you took Solana and you took 5% of Solana and turned it into an ETF, that would be a $3.5 billion ETF. It would make it one of the biggest ETFs in the world. If you said 7 people or 7 companies offered an Ethereum ETF, they'd all have a $500 million ETF. They're still very big ETFs. Even though they're not the size of Bitcoin, they're still very, very big. So bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. Elon Musk has never disclosed his Doge holdings. What happened to that lawsuit versus him shilling Dogecoin? It got thrown out. He didn't have enough. He didn't have enough weight to tell that he was moving the coin. How do they value price Doge with an infinite coin supply? What Elon Musk wants to do is move Doge from proof of work to proof of stake, and he wants to cap the supply. That's what Elon Musk wants to do. And he's had talks with, I can't remember the name of the guy, Mark or Max, the guy that's at Doge, and they're going to change Doge, because how can Elon Musk say Bitcoin is bad for the environment? It needs to be based on renewable energy, which it now mostly is. How can he say that and then allow X to use Doge as a tipping feature when Doge also uses miners? So I think Doge is going to go to proof of stake. I think they're going to hard cap it, and then they're going to start working on burning the supply or reducing the supply over time. Like SHIB is burning. SHIB, it's going to take years and years and years, but they are doing it. And I think Doge will be changed in the future, because it cannot possibly continue the way it is. It's going to be printed into infinity, just like the American dollar is. So I wouldn't worry too much about JP Morgan saying that they're not going to be approved. It's BS. It's their opinion, and I don't believe for 1 second that BlackRock is going to stop. Remember, BlackRock wants the whole pie. Bitcoin is 52% of the pie. Ethereum is 19% of the pie. So they're 70% of the pie. Fine. But they want 100% of the pie. And that, or as close to 100% of the pie. So they're going to get their way. Now then, what happened? What happened to Bitcoin? Well, we ran up. We touched our level, which was 70,000, which we touched before. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I want to show you something that happened. Okay, and this, believe it or not, the Oracle pointed this out. Now, he pointed out this movement for Bitcoin. He pointed out that we moved up and then we broke down. And he said that that was likely to happen. And guess what happened yesterday? We broke up and then we moved down. So we followed the exact movement of the previous week. In fact, Thursday. What day are we today? Tuesday. So it was only even 4 or 5 days ago. Good morning, Danny. So we've had the same movement. Look what happened there. We found our bottom and then we moved back up. So expect us to move back up over the next few days. Maybe we have another run up this afternoon. But we peaked here the same way we peaked here and here. So it's not unusual for this to happen. I always say when we break a significant price, we have to break it and hold it. And what I mean by that is, it's all well and good wanting a coin to do this and absolutely skyrocket. Come on, Bitcoin, let's go to 76,000. There we go. Off we go. Happy days. Let's all go for a picnic. That's totally not irresponsible. That's not the right word. It's totally inappropriate for that to happen, because there's no support. There's no gradual climb. There's no support and resistance. There's no resistance being formed. So what's going to happen is we would do that. So what we want to see is we want to see us break up and do this. That is what we want. We want to form support at resistance. We want to turn resistance into support. Now this 70,000 that we are struggling at now, this is going to be our saving grace in a few weeks' time. The very same way, if you go down here, look at that, okay? What happened when we were struggling? We struggled, and then we held that weekend when we said we need to hold 60,000. That weekend we held it, and what did we do? We went higher. So in the near future, maybe 2 or 3 weeks from now, what is likely to happen is something like this, where we come down and we do that. And that level of resistance will become level of support. Remember the patterns that Kabir was asking about at the start of the show? We create our own patterns. It is not a coincidence that we held 30,000. It is not a coincidence we held 40, 50, 60,000. And it won't be a coincidence when we hold 70, because we have created those very patterns that we are watching to see if it's going to hold. Bitcoin goes to 66,000 and then pumps. You know what? What's that bottom line there? That bottom line is 67,000. So I think it goes to 67,000 and pumps. But it all depends on what happens today. This is what I was also saying, is the markets are broken at the minute because what happens is we're all sitting here going, oh, but look at this and look at this and look at all of these things here. And then BlackRock puts in a 2,000 Bitcoin buy order, and it just does that. And that's the problem with the charts. The charts are great for monitoring the patterns of trading and bots and whatever. But BlackRock and Grayscale and those ETFs have currently broken the market. And the market's been broken ever since those ETFs have been launched, because we've added a new block of demand. And that new block of demand, if you imagine that we're now trading at 68,000, without those Bitcoin ETFs, we'd probably be trading. Let's go back to the daily a second. Remember, we broke all-time highs before the halving for the first time ever. Okay? Why? Because all of that action there, all of that was the ETF. And if you want to be really specific about it, we can go back here and say all of this was the ETF, right? So what would have happened without the ETF? We'd still have probably risen. We'd still be, a lot higher than we were when we were down at 28,000. Maybe we would have done this and maybe just followed a little bit like this, maybe moved up. And we'd probably be sitting at maybe 40 or 50,000 by now. So the ETFs have broken the charts in a good, positive way, of course, because the price action is a lot higher. But this extra demand is pumping us, inflating the price. So even though I agree with Mags, maybe we do this today, and maybe we come down and we do that. Maybe that's what happens. But again, 3:30, 4 o'clock, that determines the week. We could at, let's see, what time's 3:30? So in 4 hours from now, we could do this. And then in 10 hours from now, we could be there. Again, the ETFs have broken the charts slightly. And the higher we go, then of course, the less volatility we're going to see. It's a game in the simulation of the Matrix. As long as it provides, I'll play the game. That's a cracking line, that. Anyway, we need to move on because it's past and we haven't actually got very far. So we're going to look at another XRP article. Again, let's just wait for the stream to catch back up now. There we go, we're back. Sorry about that, we had a little bit of a glitch. So then, another one of these articles I'm showing you to explain that some things are going to make you believe higher prices are possible. And telling you that XRP is going to $154 is not only dangerous, it's irresponsible. I'll bring the chart up. XRP is currently trading at 50 cents. Are we at 52, 50, 52 cents, something like that? There we go. So there's our XRP chart. We're at 52.7 cents. I've just moved the price along a little bit so you can see as well. Needs to be a bit more. There we go. Okay. Now, what's the problem with somebody telling you it's going to $154? The reason that's dangerous is that's telling you that it's going to 300x. And 300xing, before we even get into the article, to 300x XRP, that would put it at $9 trillion. Total market cap of crypto is 2.56. And they're telling you that XRP is going to go to $9 trillion. So can anybody else see immediately why you should take this information with a grain of salt? It is wholly ridiculous to tell newcomers to crypto that these prices are achievable. I don't care if he tells me it's 2040. People reading these articles are going to be sold a lie, and it's irresponsible. I am not saying that we should all be moody and bearish and say, well, it's going to be great if XRP goes to $2. No, I'm saying give people realistically bullish targets. Could XRP go, for our argument's sake, to $20? That's a 40x. That would put it at 1 trillion. I don't think so. Could it 10x and go to 290 billion? Yes, it would. It could do that. It could 10x. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, remember. It can do multiples in the bull run. Can it go to $1.50 when the court case is closed? I expect it to go near $1.20. So there is price movement on XRP. I'm not being negative, but to give you utter lies is wrong. It could happen in 8 to 10 years. Absolutely, it could happen in 8 to 10 years. It could take 3 bull cycles to do that. This one, the next one, and the one after. So that's 2025, 2029, 2033. That's 9 years from now. Yes, the market cap has to be respected. It's the same. I've seen people, and I'm not going to say the name of the platform. There's a platform, and there's people talking about Pepe going to 1 cent. Or no, sorry, no, not 1 cent. There's people talking about Pepe going to $1. Okay, Pepe is at 6.8 billion. It will have to, what's that, 10,000x? So Pepe would go to 60 trillion. So it would be 20 times larger than all of crypto put together right now. That is never going to happen in anybody's lifetime. Every single person watching this now will have passed away before Pepe hits $1. And they are irresponsible, and those articles, where they are published, they should be fact-checked and they should be taken down because it is wholly unrealistic. Now, Crypto Bull mentioned that the chart shows XRP will rise to $154. He highlighted an ascending broadening wedge, which he expects XRP to break out from. Okay. One of these analysts is Javon Marks, who recently mentioned that something is brewing for XRP. He shared a chart that highlighted a bullish divergence that had formed for XRP. He previously predicted that XRP could rise as high as $200. XRP may be more than poised to rise to this price level based on his full logarithmic follow-through analysis. It's absolute nonsense, this. He also, Jack the Rippler. Now that is a good name. Also predicted XRP could rise as high as $100 soon enough. However, unlike Crypto Bull, the analyst didn't allude to the charts, but singled out the SEC. Yeah, we know about the court case, but let's have some level of realistic price predictions. Now, Egrag Crypto, he has suggested that XRP could get to between $1.20 and $1.50. And guess what? When we looked at the chart, we saw exactly the same thing. If I can go to the chart now. So this is our XRP chart. I'm going to get rid of the price now because that's irrelevant. It's 52.7 cents. Let's move that all the way over there. Let's move the chart this way a touch. So what were the price targets that we have for XRP? And why do we have these price targets? 93 cents is where we touched when the first part of the court case found in XRP's favour. So that would be our first target. I don't care about fib levels for that one because that is just the target. We reached it. We couldn't get to $1. I said we'd get to $1. We didn't. We got to 93.8 cents. So that's the first target that we need to break. That's, I suppose, you would call a local high. If we look down here at these two levels, this is 72 cents. We've had two attempts at that, here and here. That was in 13th of November. That was in the 18th of March. So 73, 93.5. Kabir, the reason I pick out these articles is because I am trying to give people, when I started, which was 7 years ago, I read all of these articles as gospel. So I read that Dogecoin was going to $20. I read that Bitcoin was going to 200,000. I read that XRP was going to go to $100. And I believed them because I didn't know any better. The reason I pick these out is I show you the BS, and then I show you what I think is a closer version of reality. That's why I pick them out. That's why I also go through, if I find a 3 to watch, 5 to watch, 10 to watch, I go through them and tell you why they're good or why they're bad, because I know that you guys do your own research and you come across these articles as well and you read them and you'll read about a project. Let's just see, are we all here? There we go, we're all back. Okay, so the reason I pick out these articles is because I don't want you guys to fall for the same nonsense that I fell for. That's why I pick them out, and especially when it comes to price targets for XRP, because XRP seems to be the one that happens. Yeah. Well, we're currently lagging a little bit at the minute, so you haven't missed anything, only you. Right, let's have a look. I think we're back now. Yeah, so I picked them out simply because I want to give you guys the information. So my price targets for XRP are very simply 94 cents, call it, and $1.32. If we get to $1.32 after the court case, I will be absolutely delighted. And that is, as far as I can see, the best thing to look for. Now then, let's have a look at these 5 coins for 25x gains and see what we think. People see these crazy memes that Moon, Pepe, Turbo, Bonk, Whiff, previously with SHIB and Doge. Twitter is what fuels this craze. Absolutely it is. Twitter is responsible for the majority of fake adverts as well. Twitter and YouTube, because the scammers go after the locations where people are, and that happens to be Twitter, happens to be YouTube. So Crypto Millionaire Guide, 5 altcoins to watch for 25x gains this cycle. Let's have a little look at this. Let's see what we think. There we go. Tariq, we're having some kind of break. It's not my internet connection though, so I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it is something on the stream itself, on the platform, because I have no problems here. And I don't know why everybody else is having huge problems. Anyway, I shall try and carry on and see where we get to. So, these 5 coins picked for the bull run. Yes, I think I'm back. I don't know whether I'm going to miss Ondo because I'm waiting for it to come back to $1. So I don't know if I'm going to miss out on Ondo. Toncoin, I really don't like. Kabir, it is, yes. It is. I can't say those words out loud because of what we're doing. Because of, sorry, where we are. But yeah, that is where the problem is. I don't have that problem elsewhere, if that makes sense. Toncoin, no. So in conclusion, I would agree with Ondo, I would agree with Jupiter, I'd agree with Solana, and for me, Toncoin has already had a massive run up. Toncoin is currently sitting up here, isn't it? There. Toncoin's already at 22.4 billion. Where is it really going to go? Where is it really going to go? It's already overtaken Cardano. It's overtaken Avalanche. I don't have the value. I don't have the belief in Toncoin that it is going to do anything in this bull run. Now we're going to move on because we've still got a few things to get through, and hopefully the stream will survive. Now this is something that if I was going to make a real world asset portfolio, this is where I would start. And that is on Coinbase. In the top corner, you've got a little search button. You can type in real world, for example, click on categories, and it will show you real world assets. Click on that and you will see this list. These are all the tokens that are associated with real today, so I'm including it now. Now this is where the real alpha is for you, because I'm going to tell you what I would do in this situation. I've got $1,000 and I want to invest into real world assets, but I don't know where to start. Your problem is, as I've just shown you, people are going to try and sell you coins which aren't necessarily in your best interest. They might be coins that they're advertised or paid to find. And obviously, as you guys know, we try to remain, we try to be Irish, we try to be Switzerland, we try to be neutral. So we give you the tools that cannot really be manufactured by fake adverts or fake marketing. And that's to use these lists produced by CoinMarketCap. I'm sure there are other websites that do the same thing, but I don't care. I've found this one and I'm happy with it. So you want to get involved in real world assets. Now, I know a lot of these coins. I hold Avalanche. I hold Chainlink. I hold ICP. I do not hold VET or Maker or Ondo or Quant or Synthetics or any of these coins down here. I don't hold any of them. Why? Because my conviction is in Chainlink and ICP. They are my two coins that I have chosen out of here. However, I admit that I am light on real world assets. And as I've said yesterday, my buy is going to be Ondo, but it's up 31% over the last 7 days. We need to wait for the price to cool down. I'd love it to go somewhere near $1, and then I would buy a bag. And my bag of Ondo will only be $100, $200, $300, $400. It won't be a lot, because when I buy these coins, like for example when I bought Near Protocol for the AI bag that I've got, because AI, I held Fetch and I held Singularity. They're going to be combined and merged. I'm trying to make a video about that soon. So then I only have one AI token apart from really ICP. So I bought Near to go into my AI bag. With real world assets, as far as I can see, the real winner is going to be Ondo, because they're attached to BlackRock. So that's the coin that I want to buy. But from your point of view, with your $1,000, what you should do is one of two things. Divide that $1,000 by 6. And for argument's sake, it's $150. It doesn't matter. You can either do that and buy 6 of these tokens that you like. So I like Chainlink, ICP, VeChain, Ondo, Quant, and then maybe I'm trying to think of a smaller one down here. These are too small. There are a few others down there which I could look at maybe, but Quant is a great project. Quant also, and I know he's not in chat today, but Peter, there are only 225,000 Quant. That's it. So there's not a lot. So the issue you've got is, do you want to open a position in real world assets? I don't know if BlackRock can drop Ondo. I think they're already partnered with them, because Ondo is who they're using for Build, BUIDL. Build is with Ondo. So I don't know if they can. But anyway, so what I would suggest you do, if you want to get real world assets into your portfolio, you go there and you pick the ones that you want. I've already told you what I would do. Chainlink, ICP, maybe VeChain, Ondo, Quant, and then one other. Lots of people like Avalanche. Avalanche is a great project now. It wasn't so great a year and a half ago. I didn't like it. I panned it, in fact. But it's come a long way since. Synthetics, lots of people like Synthetics. Lots of people like Maker. It's up to you. It's your choice. But that's what I would use to go and get real world assets. Now, we're going to look at one of these real world assets. What is so special about getting projects with real world assets? Well, what's the point of crypto? What's the point of blockchain? What is the point of all of these things if it is not to try and change the world? Did the internet change the world? Absolutely. Certain projects change the world more than others. Real world assets or real world applications of these things are really where, let's get rid of some of these, are really where we should be looking, because it's growth. Do I think Link is overpriced right now? No, Link keeps topping out at $20, $21, $22, I think maybe. So we're at $18 now. We were at $6, I think. I think if you can get Link on a pullback at $14, that'd be a good price to get into Link, I think. So the other issue that VeChain has got is it's considered to be a very Chinese-centric project. So lots of Western asset managers don't like it. A lot of media outlets don't talk about it. But let's just show you one example, and then I'm going to show you the VeChain chart. So VeChain partners with Shanghai's leading carbon management firm to drive low carbon industry development. VeChain collaborates with Shanghai Environment Exchange to bolster carbon neutrality. The partnership aims to utilize the blockchain for effective carbon emission management. So, if you look at what can you do with a blockchain, it records information. That's it. It can record and help with transactions. It can provide at-a-glance information. It can provide lots of things. And in VeChain's case, it was used in the supply chain quite successfully. Excuse me. Now, VeChain has advanced in merging blockchain with dual carbon studies to boost carbon emissions monitoring and management in various sectors. Dedicated to enhancing the transparency and traceability of carbon data, VeChain provides comprehensive support to governments, businesses, and the public. Colin Brown, a notable member of the crypto community, highlighted on May the 21st the fruitful discussions between Chinese district leaders and the Shanghai Tanlian regarding the adoption of these digital carbon management services. So, real-world application, real-world integration of blockchain technology. The outlook for future collabs is promising, especially with local governments like Boyan Street, which are dedicated to fostering green, low-carbon industrial development. Despite challenges in scaling a national SaaS service across diverse business scenarios, Shanghai Tanlian V-Carbon continues to receive support. Now, I don't want to get into too much depth on this, but the issue is that VeChain, I think, suffers from the lack of sexiness that we talk about a lot here. Is it a sexy project? No. Is recycling a sexy project? No. Is storage sexy? No. Does storage make money? Absolutely. Does recycling make money? Yes, it does. So that's all that should matter. Does the project make money? Now, with VeChain, I've got a price target on here, which is 4.5 cents. Now, I don't know when I drew that, but I did. So 4.5 cents, we're at 3.6 cents. If we look at the weekly, just to show you where we went to in the last bull run with VeChain. Now, past performance does not indicate future performance. VeChain absolutely ripped to 26 cents. That's a 9x from here. I do not believe that we're going to see that again in this bull cycle. Not this one, maybe the one after. It's got too far to recover from. Now, it has done incredibly well. It bottomed out here at 1.5 cents in June. It topped out here at 5.4 cents, which is roughly 50% from where we are now. So VeChain is cheap, yes, but also VeChain has a very large supply. What I think we need to do before anybody considers adding this to the portfolio is we have, if I zoom in, there's no point in buying a coin. We looked at Ondo a minute ago. There's no point in buying a coin there when we know it's going to do this. So we want to buy a coin that has retraced from its recent high. That recent high was March, so we're 2 months after its half. It's come down and it's broken. Do you remember when we talk about why it's important to hit the bull market support band and why doing this is so dangerous? It's so dangerous because it does this. It comes straight back down. That's why it's dangerous. If you see a chart with a coin doing this, that is a coin that will hit. If I just put that back again, I wish to show you. Right, so as a coin does this, when it comes down, it can stop at any one of these steps, and that will hold as support. When a coin does this, there is no support anywhere on that price. So what happens is it tries to find unsubstantiated support and it can't, and it just ends up breaking down. Now, it has broken down to above where it pumped from, yes, but two things it needs to do is break above its bull market support band, which is currently 3.8 cents. If we do that, then expect us to come up to 4.2 and then eventually get to the target here of 4.5 cents. It's not mind-blowing, but at this stage of the market, that would be a 30% pump to the upside. Those kinds of collaborations that they're doing in China, the same with the Chainlink collaborations that they're doing, and for some, in some respects, XRP's collaborations, they are not 1 and 2 month integrations, they are 1 and 2 year integrations. So when you look at VeChain or real world assets, you have to remember there's a massive number of moving parts involved. So when I said it won't hit it this bull run, it more than likely will hit it in the next bull run or the bull run after, because this is a long-term project. The more people that integrate these massive scale projects into VeChain, the more value it brings to VeChain. So I'm not going to buy VeChain. I don't like it as a project. I don't like what it's involved with. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't look at it and have a look at the chart. And is this price a good price? Well, we've found support at this previous resistance point, which is here. So I think we're going to move up. I'm not saying we're going to go to the moon. I'm not saying we're going to go to 20 cents. But there does look like a good price. You know, everything is starting. You know, we've come down. The RSI has come down. We've found a bottom. Now the RSI is starting to come up. So if we follow this pattern up, we should start to see that. In my humble opinion, of course, not financial advice. So VeChain looks good to me. Now, finally then, I don't even know if we've got any time to go through this. What time is it? Oh, we've got low 11:57. Look at that. Anyone would think that this was professionalism. I would never say that. I need to make a list of, I need to make a video of coins that have disappeared off the top 50 last bull run versus currently. There is actually a website that shows you that, believe it or not. So one of Tariq's favorites, which is Litecoin, that was in the top. I think when I first started in crypto, I think Litecoin may have been second or third. I think it was Bitcoin, then Litecoin. Then you had all these others. I think EOS was in there, but it'd be a good video. Yeah, it would be a good video. The problem with making a video like that is I don't know how many people would watch it. That's the issue. I don't know whether we'd get that many views on it, and that's a problem. Is if I make too many videos that don't get any views, then it doesn't generate any revenue. So I've got to try and find a balance between making meme coin videos, breaking news videos, new project videos, small caps, all those kind of things. That's the difficulty. Now then, meet the crypto promoter who says he launched Caitlyn Jenner's Solana meme coin. Now that individual there has got previous. Am I that old? I am the only one carrying Litecoin. No, you're not old, Tariq. You're not old. You there is a Litecoin community out there. The same way there's an Ethereum Classic community out there, and because of the ETF possibility, it could very well rip to the upside. All I would say is if Litecoin ever got back to $300 or $400, I would certainly look to cash it in, because in the long term, I mean, don't get me wrong, like AVAX has turned itself around in 18 months. Actually, no, it's turned itself around in 12 months. There's no reason on earth that Litecoin cannot turn itself around. Yeah, Litecoin used to be third. Was it Bitcoin XRP Litecoin? I think it was something like that anyway. Right, so that individual has been a known shiller in the past. Olympic gold medal winner Caitlyn Jenner appears to have launched a Pump.Fun token, which sent crypto Twitter into a meltdown. That led Decrypt down a rabbit hole to find the person who claims to have deployed the Jenner token on Pump.Fun. We love crypto. Do we? Followed by a Pump.Fun link and a photo with Donald Trump, the Jenner token quickly made it onto a decentralized exchange, Raydium, a key goal for the tokens, and is currently up 24,838%. I'm connected with pretty much every celebrity, said Aurora. But questions have been raised on social media over whether he's helping or hurting the projects he claims to be involved with. Synonymous crypto Twitter sleuths claimed to have found a wallet with funds they say is from alleged pump and dumps, which sold $16,000 worth of Jenner shortly after the launch. And again, we go back to that article that we talked about to start the show. You shouldn't buy a token associated with a celebrity. You shouldn't really buy anything associated with a celebrity. If you look at what celebrities promote, they promote it for self-interest. Ryan Reynolds, aviation gym. What's he going to do with it? Sell it. Ryan Reynolds had a telecoms company. What did he do? He sold it. Conor McGregor had his whiskey line. What did he do? He promoted it, he drank it on his shows, and then he sold it for an absolute fortune. They only care about themselves. They do not care about you. Why does Caitlyn Jenner want you to buy her token, or his token, or whichever way side of the coin you fall on that one? Why? It's an absolute scam. All of it is a scam. That's the issue that I have with these coins, is that they are trying to separate you from your money. Remember what we did at the start of the show. I'm going to answer Mags's question in a second. At the start of the show, I put this clip up, and the title of the show today is Avoid the Crocs. Okay, now this isn't the less volatility and less chance of a rug you're going to get. Bitcoin is the OG. Bitcoin is the king of the jungle. Your objective in life is to hold one Bitcoin. Then your objective in life is to hold 10, 15, 20 Ethereum. Then maybe some Solana, some other top 10s. When you're starting out, you want to maximize your returns, I understand. But then you get older, your portfolio grows. You should be keeping your profits in Bitcoin, if that is what you want to do long term. If over the next 10 years you want to be in crypto, all of your profits should go to Bitcoin. It's an inflation hedge. The only time you're going to have a problem is if we get to the bear market and you don't find the top and you hold on to your Bitcoin, then you just ride out the bottom and you come out the other end. but you shouldn't be holding. What if Bitcoin is going to do a 4x, and you think that Toncoin is only going to do a 4x because it's at 22 billion? Maybe it'll only do a 3x. Why are you holding Toncoin? Hold Bitcoin. If and when Ethereum rips, I will be selling my Ethereum for USDT and Bitcoin, and I will buy one Bitcoin and I will put the rest into cash. I am not married to Ethereum. I am not married to Solana. You are not married to XRP. You are not married to Litecoin. You are not married to Cardano. They are not your family. Okay? How far can Matic go in the bull run? Well, again, Matic is down here. It was a top 10 coin. It's only got a $7 billion market cap. It has inflated a little bit since the last bull run, so that's got to be taken into account. I would be happy if Matic got to $3 to $5. That would be my goal. So that is potentially a 5 or 6x. Now, again, that might be below other people's expectations, but as long as that 5 or 6x outperforms Bitcoin, then this is a good price. If you look at and this is the worst thing to do, so it's going to make the stream lag. Although Brogan did say that they'd fix this, so maybe we will get some luck. Right, so if you go back, you will see that we topped out at $2.71. We've had inflation since then. If we get back to $3, I'd be more than happy with my Matic bag. But for some strange reason, Matic is being faded by everybody. I need more lives. Am I gonna be taken out, Tariq? Is that what you're saying to me? People will get burnt soon. The question is, which coin will do a Luna next? Believe it or not, that Athena coin, which is paying 19% APR that launched, I think that's an absolute scam. I don't know how people are going to get burnt. I mean, if we go down very quickly, because it's nearly 10 past, if we go down this list, which coins are likely to burn you? I would say the first coin that's going to burn you would be Doge. And the reason Doge is going to burn you is Doge could very well rip up to $1, which would give it 100 billion plus market cap, which is totally ridiculous. Okay? Doge could rip up. People will buy Doge at $1 and it's going to come back to 10 on 5 cents. That's going to burn a lot of people. Toncoin, in my opinion, is massively overvalued. I think Toncoin should be 5 or 6 billion. So for argument's sake, $1.50. No, you said that you make it your life target to 1 Bitcoin and 20 ETH and some sell. No, that's true. You will do it. You will do it. Maybe not this cycle, but maybe the next cycle. You'll get to a Bitcoin. That should be your goal, is to get to a Bitcoin. 1 Bitcoin, that's all you need, in my opinion. And then you should look at Ethereum, and then Solana and a few others. It will be a lot of money, but if you're like I'm saying, your alts should outperform Bitcoin. So if you've got 0.1 Bitcoin now, and at the end of the bull run you've got 0.3 worth of Bitcoin, you should sell all of your alts to Bitcoin, or sell them all to USDC. Wait for Bitcoin to bottom. Think of it this way: if in the last cycle you sold at $69,000, Bitcoin came down to $16,000. So if you had 0.3 Bitcoin at $69,000 and you'd bought back in at $16,000, you'd have over 1 Bitcoin, because you'd have sold $23,000 at the top. And when Bitcoin was at the bottom, you would have been able to buy, in fact, maybe 1.5 Bitcoin. Bull runs make you money. Bear markets make you rich. That's how to think about this. If you have got cojones, you sell the top and you wait 12 months for us to bottom out and you buy back in, and you can turn your 1 Bitcoin or your 0.5 Bitcoin into 1, 1.5, 2. That's how it has worked in the past. It might not work as well in the future because of the market caps. Maybe we only retrace down to 50% this time, but still, you could still double your Bitcoin in that run. So don't think you can't do it, Tariq. You absolutely can. So Dogecoin, Toncoin can burn you. Bitcoin Cash, Pepe certainly can burn you. I don't know what else down here is really going to hurt you. I think if you stick to coins that are above a $1 billion market cap, you're not as likely to get burnt. The people that will get burnt will be the ones that come in at the end of the bull run. That's going to be the one that's going to get you. So if we're sitting at $200,000 for Bitcoin, you're going to get people buying $200,000 Bitcoin. Now, if we retrace to 70,000, which I think we could probably do, then they're going to be $130,000 in the mire for now until the next bull run. That's the way to think about it. And if we only get to 120,000, fine, we're going to get to 120,000, but there will be people buying the top, and they'll have to hold that for 4 years to get their money back out. That is also something to bear in mind. Now, anyway, we are done for the day. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Brogan is live in 5 hours' time. He is doing a project review at 5 p.m. Can't remember the name of the project off the top of my head, but I will be adding it to the calendar as soon as the stream is over. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming. Thank you for always commenting in chat. Tariq, Kabir, Mags, Only You. Thank you all for your comments. I will see you all in the morning. Brogan will see you in 5 hours' time. And let's think if we can get back above 69 and have another run at 70,000 today. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is the poll. The poll today, are we going to see $4,000 Ethereum this week? 75% said yes, 25% said no, and for the record, the 25% of you are going to be wrong. Take care. See you in the morning.